All right. Looking to be live. Welcome back. This is Chase Green, or whether. All right. This is Weather Chase, uh, and I am currently monitoring the ongoing supercells throughout Middle Tennessee. Let me go ahead and get a link real quick and share it out to peeps that need it. All right. Currently watching. Let's check audio levels real quick. Get a link real quick. All right. Sounds like my audio's good on that end. So currently watching a few supercells. One is currently moving through Cheatham County, moving towards the northeast. With this severe warning here, it is severe warned. It'll looking like area of rotation along with it will move to the northeast and north of Nashville. Our second severe thunderstorm supercell is south in Dixon County. It is looking to cross between Kingston Springs and Bellevue. Currently, area of rotation is here. This kind of hook. We'll be watching that closely. And the third supercell is this one down here towards Linden, which has a confirmed tornado on the ground heading towards Centerville. Those in Centerville need to make sure you are in the lowest level of your home, and lowest level of your home in an interior room away from exterior walls and windows. This is a long track, extremely dangerous, large tornado. Those people there need to seek shelter, and those in Nunnally, Wiggly, and Fairview need to be prepared if this supercell continues. Currently, there is nothing to stop this supercell as it continues on its path. We're hoping that the storm dies out, but frankly, there's nothing to stop it. There is no reason it should die out at this time. The atmosphere is primed and juicy. There's plenty of nice warm inflow that can get sucked into the storm. The storms earlier today did nothing to halt the environment. The environment is still primed for severe weather. Storms moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. Currently watching these supercells here. So I need to close that. Pop that out. Currently monitoring Storm Prediction Center, Weather Service, and radar to keep an eye on things. Weather Service Nashville has just said that those in Perry County and Hickman County, you're in the path of the storm. You need to take shelter now. Make sure that you are in your safe place. You need to take. Let's see here. Sorry. Trying to send the word out. All right. That. All right. So as we watch these storms continue on, monitoring for levels of rotation with these two supercells here. Luckily, nothing concrete. There is some broad level rotation with these storms. They are supercells. But the good news is nothing tight as of yet. The main show seems to be this storm right here for now. Hopefully it dies out. Those people in Tennessee should stay awake for this until this line of storms passes. Once you're out of the warnings, you should be done for the night. But currently, you should stay awake. Also, seeing a little concerning area of rotation here, little spike near Bell's Bend as we enter this area here. Got to keep an eye on that. Let me take a look here. It's hard to tell. Exactly what's going on, but that is a concerning spike in rotation. Let's see. Trying to keep things, trying to look at a bunch of different sources. No snow. Maybe some hail. Maybe enough hail to cover the ground a little bit. It's like snow, right? I mean, Dixon's already received 1 inch of hail. Yeah. So currently monitoring. Luckily, rotation that spiked here for a second seems to have slowed down just a little bit, which is good. But as it enters Nashville proper, it's got to keep an eye on it. Interesting to see how that plays out. Let's see here. That was it. What's the discussion was it? Sorry, got a message. I had to respond to it. I have a hard time typing and talking at the same time. So I've got multiple sources here that I'm utilizing. The Storm Prediction Center is a great one. Using their mesoanalysis, gives a good idea of what's going on in the atmosphere based on what the models currently think. Pretty much they say, yeah, the atmosphere is primed for tornadoes and storms. Slight uptick in rotation here to the southwest of Kingston Springs. Which is a little concerning there. Have to keep an eye on that closely. Let's see here. Actually, it's in that hail core. That could just be some radar contamination. But it also doesn't help that there's a lot of range folding here. This purple stuff is range folding. Unfortunately, I can't give any times on when it's going to pass. This line should stall at some point and just kind of sit, at which point the biggest severe threat of tornadoes should be over, but the secondary threat of hail. Yeah, skunks looking for some nice grubs in the ground, although I'm sure they're all hiding in their burrows now. As for timings of when it's done, like I was saying, it's can't really give a good timing, unfortunately. This tornado here, unfortunately, still very concerning. Heading towards Centerville. Centerville needs to make sure you are in your safe place now. Same with Kimmins, Hohenwald. Well, Hohenwald and Linden. The storm has passed y'all. Or at least Hohenwald, you don't need to worry about it. Linden, the storm has passed y'all. Centerville, make sure you're in your safe place. Hunley, Wiggly, Riles, and Duck River, those towns, could be the next path as the storm continues. This is a long track, large tornado, and it shows no signs of slowing down. I'll just increase in rotation here near Kingston Springs. Still watching that. It's concerning. Trying to keep an eye on this. Good news is these have really struggled to get going. For some reason, part of the wonders of weather is we don't know everything. We wish we did. Currently, Storm Spotter has reported a lowering looking west from Bellevue, Tennessee. So likely looking here with this system here. It didn't say if it was rotating or not, just that it was a lowering. Let's see, all right. Keeping a close eye on these storms and this storm near Centerville. Shows no signs of slowing down. And even if it does slow down, it could simply be what we call cycling, in which the main updraft goes away and a secondary one forms. Not out of the woods there yet. Kingston Springs should be getting some nice hail at the moment. Possibly, or at least very large raindrops. Currently, he's watching closely. Let's see if I can. Ooh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this. Yeah, I think we're too high for this coefficient to be worthwhile there, and at the angle it's going. See that storm, unfortunately. Yeah, rotation. I mean, here the radar beam is over 5,000 feet in the air, close to 6,000. That's not anywhere close to ground level, really. And that storm relative winds. These are winds from the storm's perspective. A lot of range folding down here, unfortunately. Which is just, it's bad data. Gets blocked by buildings in downtown. Alright, new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Kingston Springs, Pegram, Belmead, Bellevue, downtown Nashville, Berry Hill, Goodlettsville, Greenbrier, White House, Gallatin, South Tunnel, all the way up to Portland. On the way south as Mount Juliet, Berry Hill, Oak Hill, Belmead, Forest Hills. Current threats for this storm. These storms, really. 60 mile per hour wind gusts, quarter-sized hail. Good news is there are. It does not have the tornado possible tag, but that could change quickly if these decide to ramp up. So it looks like these supercells have actually become unentangled. That could. They could either mean that one of them is weakening, or that both could continue to strengthen now that they don't have to fight each other for resources. In fact, looks like this one here might be starting to get on the uptick of its strength now that no longer has to fight this southwestern storm. And this southwestern storm doesn't have to fight with this northern one. If it can get some data. So this right here is bad data. You don't know exactly how this storm looks, unfortunately. So we continue to watch these storms. Let's see here. I got some report of. I don't know how much I believe that, but apparently someone was struck in lightning in Green by lightning in Green Hills. Hopefully, if that's true, they're okay. Unfortunately, okay. So we have a continuation of the tornado warning, particularly dangerous situation tornado warning. For Centerville, Hunley, Duck River, Wrigley, Lyles, Burns, Tennessee, all the way near White Bluff, towards in Fairview. Seek shelter now. This is an extremely dangerous tornado. This is a tornado on the ground. You want to be in the lowest level of your home, in an interior room or closet, hallway or closet. You want to make sure you put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Get underground if you can. If not, if neither of those two options are available to you, get into a bathroom with a bathtub. Put a helmet on and put a mattress over you and hunker down in that bathtub. There are many ways to stay safe during a tornado. Centerville, you are currently in the path of this storm. You should already be in your safe place. You've had more than enough time to get ready from these warnings. But if you are not there, get there now. You are out of time. Fairview, you have some time to get there. You have about 30 or so minutes before the storm reaches you. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. It depends on these storms. Currently mentioning some friends that are in the tornado warning now, making sure they're still awake. That also means that those. So we're hoping the storm continues to move east. Well, we're hoping it dies. But it's not looking like that would be the case. The reason why I say I hope it moves east is we have a lot of populated areas, but frankly, we just hope this storm dies. We don't hope it moves anywhere. But all these areas, everywhere in this polygon, you need to seek shelter now. Get into your safe place. If you are in Middle Tennessee right now, you need to stay awake. These are very dangerous storms, and they could increase in strength really rapidly. With this range point here, it's hard to tell what's going on with this storm, but looking at the upper levels, there is rotation with this storm above Pegram as well. Once again, there's no need to be scared. Let me see here. West Kingston Springs. No. So currently watching series of rotation. Storm near Pegram. There we go. Rotation here near Pegram and the storm to the southwest near Centerville. Centerville, you better be in your safe places now. You are out of time to seek shelter. Confirmed tornado on the ground. I know that some places have cameras. This is a long track train. This tornado has been on the ground all the way from at least Selmer, Tennessee, which is here. And it shows no signs of slowing down or stopping. This is a very dangerous situation for this storm here in Centerville. If you know people, if you have friends or family in this polygon, or frankly, even here in Franklin, Thompson Station, Brentwood, Belmead, Forest Hills, give them a call. Wake them up. We're hoping this storm dies soon. But like I was saying, there's nothing really to stop it. Also watching the cell here in Cheatham County, entering into Davidson. Broad level rotation with it as well. It is currently not tornado warned, which is a good thing. But these can change. Let me see. Currently taking a look at the there we go. Currently looking at the TBNA radar. This is the radar that is used for mostly air traffic, and it's really good resolution on the velocities. Currently still in that broad rotation near Pegram and Ashland City, and that broad rotation north near Goodlettsville. This is starting to come into range here, but unfortunately it's got a lot of range folding, which is bad data here. But even then, you can see through it. And this is a strong tornado going through Centerville right now. You can look at the correlation coefficient, which is this is our debris tracker. See some spikes in debris, which is very unfortunate. Look at our normalized rotation. It's going right over Centerville, right over the top of Centerville. It's horrible. That means, but those in Wrigley, Lyles, Fairview, Leapers Fork, start being in your shelter now. Get to your safe place. Sorry, messaging friends and family. This is where I'm from. I got friends and family all over here. And unfortunately, there's only one person watching this stuff. But this tornado is still on the ground. Someone posted a picture on social media of the supercell. I mean, from the lightning, it looks. I mean, it looks like an Oklahoma supercell that you see out in the plains, except it's night. It's 2:13 in the morning. If you know people in these areas, wake them up. Call them and keep calling them until they wake up. Let's see. How is this looking? So as we continue to watch this storm, just understand that this is not a good situation to be in currently. Be in the lowest level of your home, away from windows, away from exterior walls. Wear helmets, have your shoes on, have a flashlight. So my audio is going in and out. All right. It may just be them being quiet during those times. Unfortunately, I my focus is split between a lot of different things at the moment. But let's see. All right. As the storm continues propagating northeast towards Fairview, Fairview, be in your safe place now. Wrigley and Lyles, you guys too. Leapers Fork, be in your safe place. Franklin, get ready. Forest Hills, Brentwood, Kingston Springs, Pegram. Should this warning be extended, it's possible you guys are included in it as well. Be prepared to take shelter. Bellevue as well. This is an extremely dangerous tornado. It is a confirmed large tornado on the ground. Sorry, sending a message. That's the wrong source. All right. I was trying to see if I could see pictures of anything from the cameras in Centerville, but I couldn't see anything. But Fairview, Wrigley, Leaper's Fork, be in your safe place. Put as many walls between you as you possibly can on the outside, away from windows. We're hoping that this storm is starting to die down. Let's see. Keep an eye out for that. Likely still on the ground with this correlation coefficient, this spike right here. Taking a look at rotation. Not getting a good look at rotation right now, but where is it in relation to downtown? Yeah, it's kind of in a bad spot for the radar to pick up. Let me do this. So as we watch, uh, all right, so as we watch this supercell continue moving to the northeast, those in Fairview, Leaper's Fork, you need to seek shelter now. Be in your safe place and wait until the storm passes. This is a tornado on the ground. This has been on the ground for a long time, since Selmer, Tennessee, at the very least. Heading northeast. Let's see here. Behind it, there is another tornado warning for Bethel Springs, Finger, Anvil, Henderson, Tennessee, Sardis, Tennessee. And behind that, there's another supercell with another tornado warning. Rotation has broadened with this storm a little bit, which is great. We're hoping it's not just a recycle where it will put down another one soon. But with the environment the way it is, it could easily form another tornado, or if that tornado hasn't lifted, it could stay on the ground. Currently, I haven't seen anything that shows that it has lifted. But also with it being dark right now, you can't see much. So treat this like a tornado on the ground. As you can see, there's one been on the ground for the past hour, at least. Currently heading towards Fairview and Leaper's Fork. Be in your safe places. Call friends and family. Make sure they're awake. If they're in this box, let them know. Those in Kingston Springs, Pegram, Bellevue, Forest Hills, Franklin, Thompson Station, Brentwood, be prepared to go under a tornado warning as this continues. Currently looking like it will go south of Kingston Springs, Bellevue, which is good for them. But heading towards Leaper's Fork, Brentwood, Franklin. This storm has plenty of fuel to work with. Let's put the storm in motion just a little bit. You can see its development as it's gone through its stages. Note that it looks very unimpressive as it was just out of our radar's range. But as it's gotten closer, as it has continued, you can tell its rotation has remained fairly consistent with this storm. Okay, so good news. They have dropped the PDS warning. It is now a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. The tornado has lifted, which is very good news. Still an area of rotation, though, that we have to watch. It could produce again. That doesn't mean you're out of the park yet. It just means that right now there's not a tornado on the ground. Yeah, rotation. Once again, it's in a pretty bad area for looking at radar images, thanks to these, thanks to the buildings of downtown. But it's good news that the National Weather Service has decided to drop the PDS warning and the confirmed tag. I need some water real quick. All right. We continue to watch this rotation. It's possible it's trying to restart back up. What we call a cycle. So it decreases in strength and re-strengthens. Have to watch it closely. It may be trying to do that. So that means still, those in Fairview and Leapers Fork, be in your safe place now. So we continue to monitor this storm. Further outbreak. And following the same path of this last storm, another supercell has just gotten potentially dangerous situation warned. PDS warning for Bethel Springs, Finger, Henderson, Milledgeville, so Sardis, Scotts Hill, Reagan, Decaturville, Darden, Parsons. Be in your safe place. Just had one tornado come through and there's another one on the ground. Oh. We watch this line in its path. Hopefully the line hasn't just stalled right here over downtown Nashville. In which case all these storms will be heading to the northeast. In which case these supercells will pass through the same way. From the National Weather Service in Nashville, Eastern Hickman, Williamson County, you need to be in your safe place now. As the storm with a history of producing a tornado continues to make its way to the northeast. Rotation is still strong with it. It may not be on the ground, but if it's not, then it could easily put another one on the ground soon. I'm not a fan of the correlations here, but nothing says tornado to me at the moment. That could change in a jiffy. So these storms continue to make their way to the northeast. We've got a potentially a PDS tornado warning to the southwest, following the same path of this previous supercell. Unfortunately. So, I mean, based on this radar reflectivity, you can think that there's going to be a lot of hail with it. Good news is rotation has broadened greatly with this cell. I had to watch and make sure it doesn't recycle. This thing right here I'm looking at right now on the right side is a potential tornado debris signature probability. It's saying that it doesn't see anything here, which is great. All right, here's what we can look at hail. Saying some pretty large hail could possibly be falling down, heading towards Fairview. So if the winds, if the tornado warning didn't wake you up, you know the hail will. All right. So we do have confirmed hail in this area here. So Fairview, prepare for some large hail. It's coming your way. Hail could be, let's see here, 1 inch or greater. So watch this storm continue making its way northeast. So a severe thunderstorm warning continues for Centerville and Linden, Tennessee. Just got hit by this massive tornado, and now you're under another severe thunderstorm warning. Your weather service is trimming up this severe thunderstorm warning. We'll see what they want to do with this storm here. No. Large hail could be possible for Bellevue should this storm continue moving its way northeast. If it continues to stay at its current strength. Right now, Fairview can experience some large hail. Coming up shortly. Want to take a look at that storm track on the hail from this storm. Bellevue could experience some large hail should this continue. Watching closely for any signs of recycling. Recycling means that the storm could be trying to re-intensify, but luckily right now I'm not seeing that, which is very good as it approaches the downtown area of Nashville. Trying to see if there's any reports. Good thing there. As we continue to watch, rotation has continued to come down, which is good. This cell, we're going to have to watch this southern bit here for reintensification. Also, weather service will have to make a decision whether to continue the tornado warning or to issue a severe thunderstorm warning instead for this storm. It's looking like it may be trying to re-intensify, but we'll have to wait and see. That hail spike, it's come down the updraft. Maybe trying to get its act together again. Be on the lookout for updates from the Weather Service or Storm Prediction Center. Unlike some others, I don't have access to the Weather Service chat rooms, which is completely fine, but they tend to know information a little bit before I do. I'm messaging a friend, letting them know that their situation. All right. Keeping a close eye on this supercell that does have a history of producing tornadoes. There's currently not a tornado on the ground. The tornado has lifted. Rotation may have come up again slightly, but again, it's in an area of pretty bad velocity data. Thanks to the buildings in downtown Nashville that mess with our radar beams. So if I had to assume that I'm gonna think they will continue the tornado warning, if I had to assume they're going to include Bellevue, Franklin, Forest Hills, and Brentwood in that warning, should they continue it? They'll have to make that decision fairly quickly, though. So one reason why some of these things may not line up exactly is they're at different times. There we go. So as we're watching, it may be trying to hook again, create a cycle, which is what we were worried about. If you get included under the tornado warning, you need to seek shelter. So we currently wait or see what they do. The area of rotation is about to exit the current polygon. Okay, so they've decided to reissue the tornado warning. Bellevue, Forest Hills, Brentwood, Kingston Springs, Pegram, Belmead, downtown Nashville, Berry Hill, Oak Hill, Brentwood, Nolensville. Get to your safe places now. This is a tornado. This is a storm that has a history of producing a large, long-track tornado. It appears to be recycling. It could produce a tornado again at any moment. Be in your safe place. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Make sure you're away from windows. If you do not have a basement underground, then be in the lowest area of your house, under a staircase if possible. If neither of those options are available, seek shelter in a bathtub. Put a helmet on. Put an air mattress over you. So seek shelter. Now, this is a storm that is very dangerous. Should it produce another tornado, we don't know what would happen. All right. Good, good. Get in your safe place. Let's see. Jack, if you would make sure that Clay and them are awake as well, that would be once you get to your safe place. If you could call him, make sure he's awake. That'd be great. This storm has a history. Current tracks. Thank you. Put it towards the Forest Hills, Bear Mead, Oak Hill, and Berry Hill area. However, with these storms, in case they turn left or right, this polygon's big enough to account for that. So even those in Franklin, even though the storm looks like it may go to the north of you, we want to make sure that you are safe in your safe place in case the storm turns. Brentwood, same with you. Bellevue, Pegram, Kingston Springs as well. This storm can drop a tornado at any time. Currently not seeing a tornado on the ground via our rotation tracker. Or sorry, the debris tracker. The correlation coefficient. But doesn't mean there can't be one shortly. Radar only updates every few minutes. Those in the greatest threat path are Forest Hills, Brentwood, Belmead, Oak Hill, Berry Hill, and downtown Nashville should it continue on its current path. Once again, I'll repeat it because it bears repeating with these. Be on the lowest level of your building with as many walls between you and the outside, away from windows. Make sure you're wearing some nice shoes. Make sure you have a helmet on. It could save your life. This storm is not one to mess around with. This storm has a history of producing a large, long-track tornado. It's in a horrible place for radar imagery. And actually, let me go to the TBNA radar. Let me see if it can register this any better. Real quick. No, it can't. It can't see it. There's too many buildings and range folding in the way. This purple stuff's bad data, and it's just in a really bad spot, unfortunately. So it's not only the radar, the reflectivity, sorry, the velocities that have bad data. All right, good. Gotta know Clay's good. Safe place. That's what tell here. I mean, this it looks non-uniform. Some storms can be like that, but this looks odd from a radar perspective, which leads us to believe that there's some bad data going on here. That's until it lines up straight with this area here. So we have, on top of the tornado threat, there's also a large hail threat. Bellevue can be experiencing some large hail shortly. As the storm continues on its path. Trying to see if any information I can see. Any updates? This is a very dangerous storm. Hail reported in the Riverwalk area. Very expected. Watching as this storm enters the Nashville area, hoping that it does not produce a tornado. Severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for this cell here in Centerville, which once again has this cell has a little bit of rotation with it as well. Let's see. It'll be going through the same areas as this previous supercell. So, those in Forest Hills, Belle Meade, Oak Hill, Berry Hill, Nashville, seek shelter now. Be in your safe place, away from external walls and windows. This is not a storm to mess around with. Don't go outside to try to see it. You will not. It's dark, and it's possibly, it could be rain wrapped. It's not worth it to go out and see it. Seek shelter. It's possible this is bad data here. We don't know what's happening at the point of rotation, unfortunately. Hopefully it is not on the ground, but treat it like it is. Treat it like there is a tornado on the ground. Seek shelter. This storm has produced multiple long track tornadoes, and it could drop one at any time. Currently, we don't see that there's one on the ground. But also, like I said, we have some bad data coming in here. As the storm moves on to the northeast, impacts include Forest Hills, Belle Meade, Oak Hill, and Brentwood. Franklin, Nolensville, downtown Nashville. Kingston Springs, you're out of the danger for this tornado warning. The storms behind it, though, may still be coming up. Unfortunately, it's not looking like it has moved much further to the east. It is possible that the front along this has stalled. We were expecting it to stall at some point. Unfortunately, it looks like it is stalled right here, where these storms will continue to follow this line up through Nashville. Hopefully that is not the case, but that could be the case. Welcome, R. Brent. Welcome, Jesse. Glad you are here. So currently we're monitoring this storm as it moves to the northeast. This is a tornado warning. Forest Hills, Belle Meade, Oak Hill. You are in the path of the storm. Pegram, you're done with this. This storm is done for you. But you have to pay attention for this one coming up next. There could be, we don't know exactly what's happening at area of rotation here. Currently looking like there is not a tornado on the ground. But we cannot be certain of that at the moment due to this bad data here near Franklin. This is a common area where there's bad data. It's a horrible spot for a storm to go through, but unfortunately, it's there. As for secondary threats, large hail in Bellevue. Large hail will be continuing making its way through Belmead, Forest Hills, Vanderbilt, Belmont, downtown, and East Nashville. This storm is spinning very quickly and could produce a tornado at any moment. Sorry, I'm just... Sorry, I was just listening into some other information. Nothing new at the moment. Letting Fenry know that the tornadic part has passed them. Then they can leave their safe place. So that's just how serious this is. You know, even though they technically weren't in the direct path of this storm, you know, now that the main brunt of it has passed them, they can go out. There we go. Fairview, Leapers Fork, you guys are good. You guys are clear of this tornado part, this storm. However, looks like we got another storm coming in. Unfortunately, this storm's got some rotation with it as well. On top of that, behind it are three more severe tornado warned storms. This has a classic supercell shape and look. Yeah, this could produce a tornado at any moment. Thoughts for downtown Nashville? Shelter now. You don't want this storm to take a slight left turn and end up going straight through downtown and being caught off guard. While its current path of rotation would have it going a little bit south of the main heart of downtown Nashville, it would have it cutting close to B&A. You don't want to risk it with this storm. This is not a should I not. If you are in the polygon, you seek shelter. This storm is extremely dangerous. It has a history of producing large tornadoes, long track tornadoes, strong tornadoes. Those in Pegram, Kingston Springs, Riverwalk, you guys are free to leave your safe places. The rotation has passed you. It will not turn around and just start going west. That's the one direction it will not go. I can guarantee you that. Forest Hills, Brentwood, you need to be in your safe place now. You don't have time to gather anything else. Just get there now as the rotation approaches. Oak Hill, Berry Hill, Belmead, be in your safe places now. Downtown Nashville, be in your safe places now. You watch this storm. It has a history of producing tornadoes. It can produce one at any moment. Rotation is strong with it. There is no indication that there's one on the ground at the moment, but that doesn't mean that one can't be put on the ground quickly. Oh, I feel so bad for Selmer, Tennessee. That cell is heading straight for them. They've already gotten hit once today. So we watch this storm as it continues moving to the northeast. There's also this cell north, just to the north of Centerville. Rotation has increased with this cell as well. Wrigley, Lyles, Burns, White Bluff, Fairview. If needed, be prepared to take shelter again. This is a different tornado. Sorry, this is a different cell, different supercell, that if rotation continues to increase, will likely be tornado warned. Let me. So they decided to extend the tornado warning in Nashville. Let's see here. Here's our new polygon. They have decided to keep Bellevue in them, but that's just Bellevue here. Franklin. Franklin, you're good. You don't need to be in your safe places at the moment. However, Mount Juliet, Lakewood, Hendersonville, Goodlettsville, be in your safe place. Start getting your stuff to get your safe places now. Gallatin, you have a fair bit of time before the storm reaches you, but make sure you're go ahead and getting your stuff ready to be in there. Start heading, making your way there, waking up friends, family, your kids. Apparently, some people are reporting false information, possibly false information. Right now, there does not seem to be a tornado on the ground. There is, repeat, there is not one on the ground currently. One could be produced quickly, but as of right now, there is not one. This is just trending along this same corridor. Hasn't moved east at all, which unfortunately seems to support the theory that it's just the front has stalled right here along this corridor. These two are going to move to the northeast and trail one another. Continue to monitor this storm as it continues to move northeast. It's unfortunately entered some bad radar area. Currently keeping an eye on not only this main sector that is trying to warn, but also this substorm here. Currently does not look like there's a tornado on the ground, which is good. But this storm has a history of producing tornadoes, so those people need to be in shelter. Good news is here, the rotation of this storm we've been watching near Centerville has weakened greatly. Still there, but it's weakened a fair bit. So Fairview, Leapers Fork, Burns, Charlotte, Dixon, parts of Kingston Springs, your Centerville, you are now under a severe thunderstorm warning. Moving for a storm moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds, main threat. Also, something to note, I mentioned earlier that it seems this line has stalled. Well, this front, if it has stalled, which is looking like it has, you also expect a lot of flash flooding. We've already seen a lot of flash flooding warnings be issued for these areas. Currently hoping if it has stalled, that's great. That means that the severe threat is on going down. Which is great. That means that the storms will suck up all the fuel that they have, which they're doing right now, and then they'll be done for the night. Can't say that just yet because the atmosphere was very primed and juicy, but hopefully. Great to hear that, Clay. So we're currently looking at right now for downtown Nashville with this tornado warning. Mount Juliet, Blenda City, Rural Hill, Green Hill, Lakewood. Be in your safe place. This storm has a history of producing long, strong tornadoes. But currently we do not see any indication that there is one on the ground, which is great. Also, big threat is hail. There's Oak Hill, Berry Hill, Bellmead got hammered, is getting hammered or has been hammered by hail. National City Center's biggest threat right now is going to be getting hammered with hail. Let's see here. Sorry, got a message from Belmont Hillsboro area. I believe you are in. Yeah, need to Hillsboro. Let's see here. There we go. Yeah, so Belmont Hillsboro. You need to be in your safe place until the storm passes. There is not a confirmed tornado at the moment, but the storm has a history of producing tornadoes. So be in your safe place until it passes. So as the storm continues, like I said, it's in earlier. So this area here is pretty bad for getting radar resolution data. So see how it kind of abruptly cuts off here? That's not the true story of what's happening. This storm does have a history of producing strong, long-track tornadoes. As for the city center being clear from the tornado threat, hesitate to make that call right now due to this tornado should shift north. Rotation should shift north, but right now it's looking like it. So they have trimmed the box, trimming Bellevue from the tornado warning, Franklin, Leapers Fork as well. Belmead, Forest Hills, Brentwood, you're also done with the tornado threat from this storm here. Like true the box, what they do, they leave a little bit behind. But downtown Nashville city center should be good soon for the tornado threat. Currently, Mount Juliet, Green Hill, Lakewood, Hendersonville. Y'all are currently in the path of the area of strongest rotation. Make sure you're in your safe place. This storm has a history of producing strong tornadoes. Currently hoping that as this storm has stalled, this front has stalled. It is all these tornado warnings currently further down the line will expire or weaken. Same with the severe, where once the line fully stalls, we're moving into a flash flooding event. But currently, there's still looking like there's still plenty of cape and shear in the environment. All right, so as we watch this line of supercells making its way to the northeast, currently there's no PDS warnings. There are no confirmed tornadoes on the ground at the moment, which is great to hear. Yep, an interior hallway is great to be in. That is a wonderful place to be. Interior hallways, interior rooms, basements, all those are great. These types of storms, those are perfect. All but the 1%, which this is not one of those events. This is great in terms of not being those 1%. Things have started calming down, it looks like, throughout the entire storm system. In fact, these are only active tornado warnings, it seems. Just do a quick. There's one up here, the northeast. But so, which is great to see. Things are finally starting to calm down. Still very active in Middle Tennessee right now, but things are starting to downtrend, which is great to see. So I'm going to take some water. All right. The storm continues to make its way northeast. As for the supercell behind it, its rotation has greatly decreased. Not seeing any concerning rotation at the moment. A little bad range folding here. It will not turn around and go back to get you. That's thankfully not how this works. These storms will continue to move to northeast and east. For it to change direction like that would be unprecedented. Tornadoes can switch directions quickly. They can move back and forth, but the storm itself, no. That is very, very unlikely. The larger scale picture does not support that. So what we're looking at on the large scale, we've got a big old trough that has come down and is pushing all these storms to the northeast, like moving them this way, and they can't just turn around and go the other way. Keep watching the storms near Fairview. Heading into Kingston Springs soon. Monitoring for rotation, but not seeing any at the moment. Let me pull up some other methods. So a lot more flash flood warnings coming out. That's, understandable. If you encounter a flooded road, turn around, don't drown, don't drive through flooded waters. Even if you think your truck can make it through the flooded waters, you don't know what the road looks like underneath. It's possible that the road is gone or washed out. There's a big old pothole or debris heading under the water. You don't know. It doesn't take much water to lift a truck. 6 inches could lift a car. So don't drive through flooded roads. Turn around and find a different route. But rather save your life than a few minutes. It's not worth it. Storm in Nashville continues to throw a light show of a lot of lightning. And good news is, looks like rotation has continued to come down. Fairview might be getting some strong winds soon, though. About 1,500 feet, winds of about 60 miles per hour. Slight rotation with that storm over Fairview, but nothing concerning at the moment. I'm sorry, I forgot to switch scenes for that. Let me go back and show you. All right. This is the TBNA radar. This is the radar that is used for airports. The airport to get a idea of wind shear. Here you can see there's some strong winds near Fairview. A little bit of shear with it. It's fairly broad. So again, like I say, this is a bad area for radars due to the tall buildings. But we need to monitor. Strong winds is the biggest threat, and flash flooding. Sorry about that. As rotation of the storm going through Nashville, still rotating, but the rotation has really fallen apart, which is excellent to see. Getting back to the Nashville radar. Nashville radar is kind of useless to detect stuff at the moment for this storm here, as it's bound to be hammered. But it still can see through it. Stuff just may not be as clear of picture, but unfortunately that's the best radar we have, because this one up north will be going through all this rain, and there's not one close up to the south. Take a look at it. At these storms in any detail whatsoever. Green Hill, Mount Juliet should be expecting some large hail, or at least some hail right now. Keeping an eye on this location here. This is where the rotation is strongest with this storm. Back here. Those in Mount Juliet, Belinda City, Gladefield, Rural Hill should still be in their safe places. Lebanon as well. This storm has a history of producing strong, large track tornadoes. But currently we do not see anything that would suggest a tornado on the ground. Ignore this, that's a radar glitch. So, good news is, looks like that storm near Decaturville, tornado warning was allowed to expire. The storm is a system still slowly making its way east, it looks like, but it's mostly stalled at this point, which means that this will start transitioning into a flash flooding event. The atmosphere was still primed, though, so there still has to get through all that energy. But things are looking good. As for this tornado warning, those in Fairview, Kingston Springs, Forest Hill, Franklin, if you wish to go to bed, you can. Just make sure you have a way to get woken up in case any of these storms decide to go tornadic. The general Storm's strength should continue to decrease. There is still the possibility of a lingering tornado warning or two as the storms continue, but as long as you wait to get woken up, you should be good. The tornado watch that is currently issued at the moment for this area will expire at 6 a.m. Unfortunately, it seems to have stalled in a pretty poor place. But like we were saying, since it seems to have stalled, the strength of these storms will continue to decrease until all they're left is just rainstorms. So listening in, sounds like there's been reports of a wall cloud with this storm, which is not surprising. Um, so those still in, Mount Juliet, Lebanon, Gladeville, Rural Hill, be in your safe places. I don't see this tornado warning expiring anytime soon. I doubt they'll cancel it. There's still 24 minutes remaining on this warning polygon itself. So Fairview, Pegram. Pegram's next in line in Bellevue for these strong winds coming through. Let's see. So currently just taking a look at social media to see if anyone has any reports of anything. Just seeing a nice shelf cloud. Yeah, I mean this. These storms will be electric. I mean, like I said, there's still plenty of storm fuel in the atmosphere. So as we continue to watch, so the secondary supercell has entering the Bellevue area. We'll see if they continue to extend the severe warning. It's much less strong than the previous one. Current no tornado warnings with it. Wondering if they will extend the supercell. All right, so they decided to have a tornado warning for this cell near Linden, Tennessee. This is almost the exact same path as the previous tornado warning. In fact, I bet if I just take this, get the storm motion from the warning, it barely changed it all. So, Centerville, Linden, Timmins, make sure you are in your safe places. Centerville has already experienced one tornado today. Hopefully this storm continues. Hopefully this storm weakens. Saying like I was saying, the general trend will be down, but there is still plenty of storm fuel and spin in the atmosphere for these storms to kick back up and get tornadic again. Let's see. So, Weather Service in Nashville has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Pegram, Kingston Springs, Bellevue, Brentwood, Forest Hills, Bear Mead, Oak Hill, Berry Hill for this storm right here. Main threats include 60 mile per hour winds and hail. So, also they have trimmed the tornado warning again to only include Mount Juliet, Blenda City, Gladeville, Lebanon. So as this storm leaves the radar site, we'll get better pictures of this cell here. That cell near Linden, unfortunately, seems to be strengthening some. We'll know better as it gets closer. Belmont, be all clear. Unfortunately, I can't say. Right now, they're clear of this cell. The previous tornado warning has been cleared, but for the rest of these storms, I can't give an estimated time. They're just training, following the same paths as this first supercell did. The line is extremely slowly moving east. So once these storms run out of fuel, that's when it'll be all clear. As for going to bed, as long as you wait to get woken up in case you get put under a tornado warning, I don't see anything wrong with it. This cell was particularly dangerous as it had a tornado on the ground for over an hour coming through. Currently, these cells do not. So if you wish to go to bed, have a way to get woken up. But weather radio, a good alert app, have your phone ringer on. I think it's safe to say you're free to go to bed. Just have a way to get woken up in case a new warning is issued. Speaking of warnings issued, the Weather Service in Nashville is extending the tornado warning for this supercell into Lebanon, Gallatin, South Tunnel, Bethpage, Station Springs, Hartsville, Lafayette, Difficult, Tennessee, and Westmoreland. This is a supercell that has a history of producing a tornado. Be in your safe place. There's currently no indication that there is a tornado on the ground. But go ahead and start seeking shelter in those areas. For the cell back here, main threat's going to be some strong winds. Some strong wind should be impacting Riverwalk right about now. Continue to watch this supercell south of Linden. Same path as the previous storm. Got reports of hail in Riverwalk. That is not surprising to me. Got reports of strong winds. Not some very broad rotation with this cell as well. Heading into Belmead, Nashville area. Reports of see here, trying to get a picture of the hail. Of the hail over Riverwalk. Let's see. Let's see. Yep, once again, more reports of hail on Riverwalk. Let's see. All right, won't be able to get a picture. That's fine. So as we watch for these storms, keeping a close eye on this Linden cell down here. Rotation seems to have weakened, which is great. Someone reported a power flash looking west from Bellevue. That is not going to be tornadic. A tornado-induced power flash. That's likely to be a straight line wind-induced power flash. Continue to watch this tornado warning. It's still kind of a bad location for radar, but not seeing anything that's popping out as super concerning. Pretty much just playing the waiting game at the moment for these storms. It's good. Things are chill at the moment. So we wait for these storms. The more time there is just to kind of relax, the better. Still, those in Centerville need to be prepared to seek shelter. Rotation, luckily, has greatly decreased there. Same with the supercell near Lebanon. It's a great sign. As we continue to monitor, uh, looks like tornado activity has picked up slightly from earlier, but luckily things have, for the most part, calmed down. Earlier today, there were, I think I counted 28, 27 tornado warnings with multiple tornadoes on the ground. We're not seeing that right now, which is great. This here is likely a radar error, which is good. That's likely not. Yeah, that's not there. That's in line with this beam here of bad radar data from placement, and this going straight through downtown Nashville. It's unfortunate, but sometimes you just gotta make do with what you're given. Okay, a new trader warning has been issued for Nashville, Belmead, Forest Hill, Oak Hill, Berry Hill, Brentwood, for this storm right here. Let me. Tornado warning, capable of producing a tornado has been issued. Radar indicated. So, those in downtown Nashville need to be in your safe place. So this cell that just went through Bellevue, Belmead, seek shelter. Obviously, a bit of rotation with it. Currently not seeing anything on the ground, but those need to. Those are the warning. Need to treat this seriously. The first tornado warning earlier. Continues on to the northeast. Whereas this is a different warning. I don't like that look down there towards Fairview either. Let's see here. From point of rotation, we're looking at a general track through downtown Nashville, unfortunately. Keeping a close eye on this storm. I really don't like that look there. So if you're in this warning in downtown Nashville, seek shelter. Lakewood, Nashville, Berry Hill, Belmead, Forest Hills. Put as many walls between the outside and you as possible. An interior hallway or closet on the lowest level that you can get. Make sure you're wearing your shoes. Put a helmet on if you have it. And this is the radar in motion. Okay, so a new tornado warning has been issued. Um, so let's see here. New warning. So looking at the second tornado warning, it's the south here. So watching this area, this is the area of rotation for this cell. This is the area of rotation for this cell. That should be going through downtown Nashville at the moment. So currently watching two areas of rotation with two different storms. I guess so. We have one supercell here and one here that are connected via rain. The first warning for downtown Nashville is for this area right here. We're going through the heart of Nashville at this time between Nashville and Berry Hill. The second area is for this cell down here, currently heading towards Forest Hills, north of Leapers Fork, south of Bellevue. Going to look at the correlation coefficient, which tracks debris. Not seeing anything that would indicate a tornado on the ground, which is good. Taking a look at our rotation tracker. Same thing, not seeing any extreme levels of rotation that would cause concern. However, there is rotation with these storms. So as we continue to watch these storms to make their way, tornado threat has slightly upticked, but the overall trend should be down as the storms continue to stall. Tornado warning continues for Centerville and is going to be extended. So, Centerville, Nunley, Wiggly, Duck River, prepare to seek shelter. A new tornado warning has been issued for this tornado Centerville, following the same track as the previous supercell. So, thinking this tornado warning here for this supercell going through Nashville will I think this warning will continue to weaken, and the warning will likely expire or be canceled. Yep, it's a crazy night, that's for sure. It's It's been a long day. um, so here's a question that's commonly asked when stuff like this happens. Why now? Frankly, we don't know. There have been supercells trailing, and all of a sudden, boom, a bunch of them start rotating at the same time. We don't know exactly why. That's part of the research that we do to conduct. Lots of theories. Why did this cell become warned? Right when it got close to, when this rotation spike, when it got close to downtown Nashville. We have to do more research to figure that stuff out now. It's why cutting funding right now is a very bad idea. Okay, I'm going to go click on that warning, making sure we're seeing what that was about. Just went away. So, Centerville, Centerville, Funly, Wiggly, Duck River. Be in your safe place. This is a tornado warning. Continues to move to the northeast at 60 miles per hour. 1-inch hail and radar indicated rotation. Of course. I love this stuff. I love watching it. I love forecasting it. I don't love what it does. But, being able to watch these storms is, I enjoy it. So, the tornado warnings continue to move their way to the northeast. A rotation for the northernmost storm has weakened and appears to be moving towards a straight line wind event. Whereas the southern hook is entering the area of bad radar data that we've been talking about. So currently there are 3 different warnings for this area for 3 different cells. So we zoom out a bit more. Middle Tennessee is currently has 4 different cells with 4 different areas of rotation, all under tornado warnings. This is the original long track supercell. Luckily, it seems to be falling apart. It's really good news. For these cells, they continue to move forward. Like I was saying earlier, the threat has come down, but there's still enough storm fuel and spin in the atmosphere to keep them going a little bit longer. So it looks like Riverwalk has reported of about 0.88 inches nickel-sized hail. Watching these storms closely for any upticks of rotation. Not seeing any, which is good. Also not seeing any indications of a tornado on the ground. These spikes here are hail. Taking a look at our normalized rotation. Not seeing spikes there either, which is good news. Rotation concenters with this cell towards Centerville. So pretty much this system stalled in the worst possible place for downtown Nashville. Which these cells are going to continue to stream it up. Good news is, it looks like this is towards the end of the line for the severe weather. So the center of rotation has increased slightly, but has also become sort of disconnected. The rotation has become more broad. Have to monitor that closely to make sure it doesn't recycle into a stronger area of rotation. So we have a 60 mile per hour wind gust measured at Highway 100 and Brush Creek Road in Fairview. Sorry for the extended periods of silence. I'm not used to talking this long. So, as the storms continue to make their way through, once the severe threat dies down, it'll become a flash flooding event. Although these storms have proven that they don't want to calm down. Eventually, they will be forced to once they use all their available energy. So they have trimmed up the secondary tornado warning for this storm in Nashville, taking out Leapers Fork, parts of Bellevue and Fairview. It's good to see. These storms are no joke. They've been going for a while. Still watching the center of rotation as it weakens. Got to make sure it's not cycling, but overall, it's a good trend. So these storms, the good news is, and in fact I'm not talking a lot, means there's not a whole lot more to say in terms of warnings. These are still strong storms, and they deserve respect. But the good news is not seeing anything extremely concerning at the moment. Still, if you're in these polygons, you need to be in your safe place and seek shelter. Just because I don't see anything right now doesn't mean that something won't happen in the next few minutes. Including the fact that these radar images are minutes old. This is not current. This is what's happened 2 minutes ago. So, gotta remember that the storm is no longer right here. Even though it just updated, this is still what the radar saw a minute, 2 minutes ago. Depending on how fast they have it spinning, of course. Then, once it makes its full spin, it has to send the data to a server that then sends it out to me. That takes time. It's possible this radar image is 5 minutes old. It's likely not that far. It's likely not that old. Probably a minute, 2 minutes. But a minute and 2 minutes, that is a lot of time for a tornado to form. There have been times when you see nothing and all of a sudden, boom, tornado on the ground the very next frame. I doubt we'll see something like that here. These storms don't seem to be those types of supercells. But it can still happen. I wanted to check in with the Storm Prediction Center, see if they have any discussions talking about. Nope. So, turn warning bacteria is about to expire as the storm has moved out of the area. Keep an eye on these storms. Radar is probably going to get hammered with some hail, which unfortunately makes the rest of the images look not as good, but we got to deal with. So, the National Weather Service is going to extend the tornado warning for the northern storm into Gallatin, Hendersonville, and Castation Springs. Make sure you are in your safe place. See, so it's hard to see on the radar. Let me move over to our TBNA. It's right next to the radar beam, so you can't see it well, but there's a rotation there. So this is what that warning's for. Slight rotation with this storm here as it continues. Now this is really, I can see that rotation there for that storm for a brief frame, but it's right at that range folding area, right here where we're getting all this bad data. And unfortunately, there's nothing you can do to fix that. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Oh boy, 4 a.m. So the severe weather threat continues. Fortunately, you're watching storms. You know, you got some rotation just near the Duck River. So your wall cloud reported. Yeah, that's now. Wall cloud has been reported moving east over Interstate 40 at Old Hickory Boulevard near the Davidson County and Wilson County line. So there has been a wall cloud reported. So as we continue to monitor these storms, oh, all right. So unfortunately, I don't think my commentary is going to be much help. Right now, I've been watching these storms for 16 hours now, with no break, or with a brief, like, 10-minute break to eat dinner. So I'm going to go ahead and end my stream here and go take some rest. Here's for those in Middle Tennessee, your threat's not done, especially along this corridor here. But please go check out Nashville Weather. They'll stay live until it's completely done. I don't have that stamina, unfortunately, and I don't want to give out bad or false information. So I'm going to call it there. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I truly greatly appreciate it. And everyone else, stay safe and stay weather aware. Thank you very much.